What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Serial of Midnight. We're here in the very saggy shelved comic book room for a very important reason, and that's because I scored big time at a yard sale this last weekend on a huge box of DC action figures. It was a variety of action figures in this box that this guy had on this table. He wanted 25 cents per figure. I didn't count it. I didn't go through the box to see what all was in there. I just looked down. I saw Superman. I saw Batman. I saw some characters that were a little bit off the beaten path. And I was like, okay, how much do you want for just this whole box? He was like, just give me $5 for the whole box. And I was not sure if that was a good deal or not, because at 25 cents per figure, for $5, there would have had to have been at least, 20 figures in the box. So I was not sure that I got a good deal until I got home. Guys, I got a good deal. So I haven't gone through them yet. I brought them home. I cleaned them up by dumping the whole box into a sink full of water, warm water with a little Dawn dish detergent. Did some scrubbing on some of them with a soft toothbrush. And I just let them sit for a while to get them good and clean, get all the play gunk off them, because they belong to a kid, and this kid played with them, which is actually really cool. I'm happy to see a kid playing with toys. But we're gonna go through the find, see what all is here, because I'm not really even sure yet. I didn't get a good look at most of this stuff, so let's go through it together right after this. All right, guys, let's just get right into it. Starting off with a Wonder Woman figure here. This is a very loose Wonder Woman. She's got some pretty floppy, a pretty floppy joint there. I think this could be fixed. I think you could probably put some, there's a tape that you could put in there that would tighten that up. But, that's okay. Moving on, we have an Aquaman figure without his hook hand, which is a little dismaying, but again, these belong to a kid, so what's important is that they've been played with and that they went to a good home. We've got Hawk Girl, seems to be pretty complete. I don't think that so the line started out as Justice League Unlimited, and it was made to tie in with the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited series, the Cartoon Network series, but I feel like it branched off pretty quickly, like maybe 2006 or so. They went straight into just calling it the DC Universe and giving us figures that we'd never had before, weren't in the show. So I don't think any of these figures really came with accessories. Maybe a few of them did, some small accessories. So we've got a Bizarro here. He's got a little something rolling around inside of him. I don't know what it is, but I mean, he seems to be intact. We've got the Flash. Check it out. It's voiced by Michael Rosenbaum on the TV series. Looks pretty good. So remember, at this point, I'm going through this. I've got this box of toys, and I don't know if I got a good deal or not. Like, well, there better be a few good ones in there. So I got Sinestro. We've got John Stewart, Green Lantern. I'm not sure. I've got to do research on some of these figures. There was a line of bad guy heroes, and I think that this might be the bad guy Green Lantern, because we also have this Batman, this Superman, this Wonder Woman, and this Martian Manhunter. And I think that these 5, there was another one, they were sold in 3-packs, and I think that these 3 were in a pack, and then these and another character were in a pack as the Justice Lords, which were villains from the Justice League TV series. I could be wrong on the exact variety, but I'm pretty sure that that's right. I know that this is Justice Lord Superman because of the white, and I'm pretty sure that this is the Justice Lord Batman as well, kind of like alternate universe, multiverse, villainous DC characters, just a little bit skewed. We've got a Superman, And he's got some play wear on him, but, you know, like I said, I don't mind. He's got some like a bald spot on his head. And guess what? We've got another Superman. This one has a cleaner shield. No bald spot on his head. You know, I guess back in the day, Superman probably came with a lot of the figures. And the capes themselves, like this cape has a little bit of some stuff on it. I tried to get most of this off, and I got a lot of it off. This cape's pretty clean. We have a gold Amazo. And I believe this is also Amazo. But I don't know what he was called. I don't know what the gimmick is on this. But 2 Amazos, pretty awesome. Another Superman. I just saw. I just realized that there are 3 Superman figures in this pile. Wear on the shield, no bald spot. So between the 3 of these, we have a pretty close. We have one pretty close, clean Superman figure. That's hilarious. You know I love Superman, so I am fine with it. We've got a Martian Manhunter, like an invisible Martian Manhunter. We got Mr. Queen, Green Arrow. Now he has an arrow around here somewhere. By the way, I should mention, none of these figures are actually, very few of these figures have their original accessories. So he has his arrow, and he has his quiver, but he doesn't have his bow. We have another Bizarro. But as you can see, it's a different Bizarro than the first one. So that's pretty cool. We have another Wonder Woman. Again, I'm sure there was a gimmick for this figure. I'm not sure exactly what Wonder Woman figure this is. Now let's get into the weird stuff, because there's some figures in here that I will admit to you that I don't know who they are. This guy. I'm not sure who this is. It kind of looks like they took this sculpt from Amazo and they just painted him gray. So maybe this is a version of Amazo that I'm not sure about, like a winged Amazo. But I don't know. They may have just been being smart with their molds and trying to keep things cheap while getting another figure out. Okay, we got Aztec. It's a 10-issue Grant Morrison run. This is kind of one of those figures that would appeal to a very small audience, but that audience would be very happy to have an Aztec figure. We got this guy, Atom Smasher, I think is who this is. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that was this character's name. Again, like Aztec, like not a lot of kids looking for an Atom Smasher, but God bless him for making this guy. Got a Wave Rider. Check out the hair. Check out the hair. We got this guy. I don't know who this is. He looks like one of the New Gods, but that's probably not right. And I'm sure that this is an indication as to who he is. I don't remember who he is. I'll have to spend some time on Wikipedia to trace down exactly who this character is. You're probably watching this video and you're screaming it because you know exactly who it is. And you're like, you idiot, I can't believe you don't know who that is. He's awesome. But I don't. And here's another guy. I'm not sure who this is. Again, we've got like a justice symbol here, like the scales of justice. And he's got a gun. He's not ringing a bell for me. I can't quite put my finger on who he is. He looks familiar, but I can't quite place who this guy is. Okay, so on to some of the other stuff that was... So here's a Doomsday. Unfortunately, Doomsday has lost his arm, but I think I can put that back on. You know, he's got a little paint transfer on him. Again, I'm actually not worried about it. I like that these are played with, and I like that they're kind of battle scarred, if you will, because they have a history. But the top of his head is a bigger problem. Luckily, it's there, and it's got a little, you know, everything that we need is there. So all I have to do is get some glue, glue that back on, figure out a way to put this back on his arm, and I have a complete Doomsday figure. So that take that, Doomsday. And guess what else is in the package? Or guess what else was in the box? A red Doomsday. Now, I'm sure there's a thing for that. Like, I'm sure there's a story reason for there to be a red Doomsday. I don't remember a red Doomsday. But I tell you what I think is interesting is that he also has lost his head. So I don't know if this kid was just like sucking on the head of his Doomsday figures. But look, we still have it. And he has both of his arms attached. So got that going for me, which is nice. Okay, now moving on. These were also in the box, but they're not from the same line. So we have a Solomon Grundy. These are from Batman the Brave and the Bold, I believe. The toy line for Batman Brave and the Bold. So this is a zombie Solomon Grundy figure. He's got his Tommy gun. Check this out. It's got like, his hand has it's got a little socket in there. And his gun has a peg. So look at that. That's good toy design right there, ladies and gentlemen. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Got an Aquaman. We've got another Aquaman. In between the two of these Aquamen, they have one spear, trident. You know what? We're going to give it to this guy. The thing about these Brave and the Bold figures is they had a lot of accessories that slotted in. Like, as you can see, like, they would slot in these pegs. I don't quite get necessarily the reason why. I don't know why you'd want to stick something in a guy's shoulder. But, you know, whatever you have to do to sell toys to kids. We got this guy, who I do not know who this is. I have no idea. He looks like a character from Hanna-Barbera from the 60s, like a spin-off character from Thundar the Barbarian. Again, you're probably screaming at me who this is. I'm not sure. We got Plastic Man. Oh, I didn't realize he did this. Like, whoop. Whoop. We have like an undersea Batman, like a water adventure Batman. He's got a clear blue vinyl cape. No accessories with him. We've got one of the Metal Men. I can't remember which one this is. Here's what I'm talking about. See, these little doodads pull off. And you can, like, if you wanted to, you could put it in his shoulder. And if you're weird, you could be like, hey, Aquaman has a propeller for a shoulder. I mean, I guess that's the idea. And most importantly, we have Batman from Batman Brave and the Bold. Looks pretty good. He's got a hole in his back, and I suspect that the kid did this so he could put the accessory directly through the cape. We've got a couple of Aquaman Happy Meal toys. I know this is a Happy Meal toy because I have this as well somewhere. Hey, just get the wave going. Yeah. High five, bro. Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, we've got a couple of Superman figures from the Superman Returns movie. The Bryan Singer movie. Not much to say about them. Cloth cape, they look good. So that was it for that box, and it's over 30 figures. I still haven't done an exact count, but it's over 30 figures. It was $5. It's a great deal. I I feel like the kid is at some point going to have some big regrets about his decision. He clearly loves, or at some point loved, DC Comics. Not a Marvel figure to be seen. Of course, there's an argument that maybe he was just keeping the Marvel figures and he didn't want to sell them. But his dad was talking to him. He was like, yeah, he had no sentimental attachment to those figures whatsoever. He was like, yeah, just go ahead and sell them. So his childhood DC Comics figures collection is now mine for $5. But wait, there's more. So I get in the car and I go up the street and there's another yard sale and they are selling, believe it or not, another box of toys. And not a lot of good stuff in there, to be honest with you. So I was going through it and I was seeing what they had. And first of all, I pulled out this guy, which is another Solomon Grundy, but this is from the Imagine X line, the figures that are, like really small, and he's got this cool little feature on the back. You can come here, give me a hug, you. Hey. So I was like, how much do you want for this? I got like this, and there's something else. I think it was a small Galactic Heroes Star Wars figure for my daughter. It was in there. And there was one more thing in there. And I was like, holy crap. Guess what else was in the box? A Batmobile. And I was like, how much do you want for maybe the Solomon Grundy figure and the Star Wars figure and this Batmobile? Guys, $1. I got all of those things for a total of $1. So I opened up this compartment and it's empty right now. There was a Star Wars Rebels figure in there. Check this out. You pull this lever. It's got this lever on the back. You pull the lever. I'm having a hard time doing it backwards. There. It goes into like full fire mode. It's awesome. And back to car mode. So guys, I've counted everything up. This is the haul. We've got 41 items, 40 action figures, and a Batmobile for $6. Now, I know they're not in great shape. I know that they have playware. Again, I like that they have playware. They have a history behind them. But these things go for at least $5 a piece on eBay. And I don't know. I can't decide if I got a great deal or if this kid is going to one day feel like he made the worst decision of his life. I just don't know. But I'm happy to have them. They're going to a good home. You're going to see a lot of these figures pop up on future videos for little skits and bits and stuff. I'm really happy with them. So that's what $6 can get you at thrift stores and flea markets and yard sales going on right now. So that's it. 41 figures, $6. Guys, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I will catch you later. Take care.